Today I will be talking about wearable technology in the classroom. After this presentation, you will know what wearable technology is, you will become familiar with at least 2 wearable technology devices, and you will have learned the benefits of integrating wearable technology into the classroom. So what is wearable technology? According to Wikipedia, wearable technology are smart electronic devices that can be worn on the body as an implant or an accessory. Or, as stated by Richard Voithofer from Ohio State University, wearables are an intimate two-way interface between ourselves and the world. This is a new phenomenon that educators are exploring in terms of their usage in the classroom, and it is a big misconception that it is mainly for entertainment. But we're going to look at how using wearable technology in the classroom could help revolutionize the teaching industry and help take students' learning capabilities to the next level. Some examples of wearable technology, as many of you are already familiar with, include the Google Glass, virtual reality headsets, smartwatches, the GoPro, and productivity wristbands such as the Fitbit. For the purpose of this presentation, we are going to focus primarily on the Google Glass, VR headsets, and Muse. The Google Glass has been seen to take simulations and e-learning scenarios to a whole new level, where people can engage in tasks, real-world situations, and on-the-job processes from a first-person point of view. An example is an employee in training who gets to carry out a transaction that puts them in the shoes of a cashier, where they can operate a virtual register and interact with a virtual customer. The Google Glass also allows instructors to see things from a learner's point of view via live feeds. Being in a learner's shoes allows the instructor to understand learning behaviors and to give immediate feedback. It also allows on-demand learning whenever you need it, and very discreetly, without customers or clients knowing that you are searching online or on a database for answers. And last but not least, it allows learners to learn dangerous tasks, such as disposing of a harmful chemical in a safe and secure environment. The next device is the VR headset. A recent initiative in China called Expeditions was launched by Google, where it had teachers use cardboard contraption with lenses attached, essentially turning a smartphone into a VR viewer. More than 100 classes used it to transport students to places like Italy or California to explore the coral reef. Google Expeditions has over 150 places for students to visit, including Mars. This goes to show that there are low-cost options, including simple solutions that allow you to turn a smartphone into a lower-budget VR system. While they may not offer the same capabilities as some high-end VR sets, they do offer a cost-effective solution. And the last device I will be talking about is the Muse headband. This is a brain sensing headband that uses 7 sensors to track brain signals. In doing so, it could provide teachers with useful data to show how students are reacting to lessons, and it even shows when students are experiencing cognitive load and have completely checked out mentally. This can also be a great tool to improve student engagement, along with helping them evaluate brain patterns for certain activities. Okay, at this time, I want you to pause this video and go to the first discussion board prompt for this week to share whether you feel wearable technology may be helpful in your line of work, whether that is in the classroom or in the business setting. If you are already integrating some type of wearable technology in your class or workplace, please do share the pros and cons that you've experienced. So what are the learning benefits? Although there hasn't been much research on this wave of technology yet in terms of learning, since it is still fairly new, some e-learning benefits that have been in discussion include the ability to track learners' personal lifestyle data. Some educators think that if things such as test scores and reading habits combined with our lifestyle tracking information, this data could show how environmental changes could improve learning outcomes. The idea of tracking a learner's learning journey has also been discussed, such as differentiating between why one learning day might be better than another, and making that data visible in a meaningful way academically. Unlike other devices, such as our computers and our cell phones, that we actively choose to interact with, wearables collect information about us automatically. They may even give us prompts, such as the Fitbit reminding its wearer to get up to walk. This could also be done in the classroom by prompting learners to be interactive or as reminders about assignment due dates. So both of the benefits I just talked about can be very empowering for students as it holds very unique and personal data about the learner. This can help learners see the data of their learning in real time so that they can think critically about how they can improve their own learning. As stated by researchers, students will learn better when they're analyzing their own data as opposed to hypothetical numbers from a textbook. An example of this is an associate professor of instructional technology and learning sciences at Utah University, who studied elementary students who used personal health trackers to analyze their heart rates and step counts after they walked uphill and downhill. Those students performed better in statistical reasoning than their peers who analyzed numbers straight from textbook prompts. So you're probably thinking, this is great, but what's the cost? As you can see, it's not cheap to integrate wearable technology into the classroom. However, experts say it is important to keep in mind that wearables could go mainstream pretty fast, as we all know most technology does. In a year or so, about 30% of people could own some form of wearable technology. And I'm sure we're seeing a lot of that already, as many people are now wearing smartwatches and Fitbits. As William Ward, a professor from Syracuse University, states, the mobile phone is dead. Wearables are emerging, and they will take over eventually. It's also important to take into consideration other methods of how to integrate this into the classroom in cost-effective ways, such as the cardboard VR headsets we looked at earlier. I hope you now know what wearable technology is, you have become familiar with at least 2 wearable technology devices, and that you've learned the benefits of integrating this into the classroom. Alright, the class assignment for this week is to read the article on wearable technology in schools by Brian Sandel and to answer the discussion question. You will also need to respond to at least 2 of your classmates.